How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. Barleywine time. Weird Barleywine time. Because it's fucking Draai Laag Barleywine time. In the form of Draai Laag Brewing's Yodeler Port Barrel Aged. Yes. Little barrel aged Draai Laag. I'm starting to get the hang of saying log instead of lag. I don't know. It's been years. I've interviewed the owner of this. Actually, he's the one who sent me this. He sent me a box of beer the other day. Thank you very much. Fucking Dennis. Dennis is the craziest dude in history of beer in the best way possible. But even he said to my face, he's like, oh, it's log, not lag. And I would like, okay, so Draai Laag. So yeah, I'm slowly learning to say log. Anyway. We have Draai Laag Brewing's Yodeler, which is a Belgian-inspired barleywine ale with Brettanomyces, bottled, fermented with Brettanomyces. Added dimension of port barrel aged. I reviewed the non-barrel aged version of this before. It's beer I actually sent to a couple people that have sent me beer mails from people that watch my YouTube reviews. One of my favorite beers that I reviewed, not last year, the year before. And yeah, just super interesting. So to get a barrel aged version of it, that does not suck. So yeah, let's dive into it. As far as what it says, a lot of rehashing. Draai Laag Brewing Company, Yodeler, Belgian-inspired barleywine ale, bottled with Brettanomyces, wild by design. On the side of here, we have port barrel aged with rich toffee and caramel flavors and a kick-in-the-pants ABV. This Belgian barley wine is almost too big for its lederhosen. Lucky for you, we reined it in with heavy ester strains of yeast that add a light tropical aroma and creamy head. Yodeler, Draai Laag. 13.2% alcohol by volume. Let's see here. And yeah, original gravity, 26.7. 80% attenuation and made with Brettanomyces. Clausenini. I'm probably butchering that. Yeah, so there we go. Distributed by Shelton Brothers. That'd be that. It's cool. I like it. It's the old school Yodeler graphic, but in a new Draai Laag labeling, but with like a kind of reddish for port barrel kind of coloration to it. It's like a reddish filter over it. So yeah. So let's dive into this sucker. Get this little. Oh, that is going to explode out of the bottle. Ah. I thought it was going to explode a little bit more. Probably can't see it. It's about to kind of come out the top here. Little creepies. There she comes to save the day. A little Mighty Mouse action for y'all. That's your Brett at work there, basically. Now, they bottled it with Brett, but it was barrel aged. So I'm assuming what they did is they basically, brewed the beer like they typically did, and then barrel aged it, and then did the whole Brett thing on the capping of the beer, and that's why you're getting a bit more vibrance. If you're talking about a barrel aged beer, you wouldn't expect that much vibrance out of it. So anyway, what head was there is pretty much gone now. Kind of just somewhere between just south of khaki colored head, and body wise, it's like a barley wine, turbid, reddish, very red. I mean, that's probably your port barrel at work there, but nice redness to it. You can glean a little amount of light through it, but that's pretty much it. So, yeah. Definitely not your mama's barley wine, let's put it that way. So, see if we can get a nose on her. Ooh, port. There's port in here. Yeah, big, huge, striking bite of port. Meaty. Almost like the dregs of a port barrel. Do you know what I mean? It's like a musty kind of port going on. Yeah, really kind of just meaty, earthy, kind of musty port in there. Like I said, it's almost like if they barrel aged this in a port barrel, but there was still the kind of must left in the bottom. It wouldn't surprise me. The beer is there. It's definitely behind the port vinousness of the barrel itself. It's there. It's rich. It's sweet. The Brettanomyces is kind of getting lost on there a little bit. There's a little bit of subtle tart funkiness in there, but it's very, very third player on this. It's getting lost, definitely behind the barrel and behind the beer itself. But yeah, it's all still there. It definitely smells like beer that's been barrel aged, so it's just not all barrel. But the barrel's leading the day in this, and it's a hearty, meaty, musty, not really tart. I know port is a very sweet wine, or port liquor, or whatever. I'm going to erase that part. I know port can come off a little bit different for some people, but for this, what I'm getting here is just like a meaty, musty kind of port. More wine-like than spirit-like. I know some people can get them a little bit more spirity on them, but it's a sweeter wine. It's not that. It's not as tart and as acidic, I guess you would say, as a typical wine. So that's not a surprise for her to not be as tart, but at the same time, it's coming off pretty damn robust in a good way. So yeah, let's stop fucking around. Dive into it, see what she's got. Cheers. Wow. That is fucking explosive. In a very fun way. That port is gigantic. But the beer is still there. And that's the thing about it. Is that, again, the barrel is leading the day in this. You get this, when you actually get it in your mouth, it, get this mixture of like a Jolly Rancher kind of vibe. Where you get the sweetness and this kind of sourness, sweetness and tartness. It's biting back and forth. When you go to swallow it, you get this rich wave of kind of caramelized grapes. It's definitely kind of a sweeter, kind of candy-like, almost like a very very sweet dessert. But it's just a pop of that, and then explodes with like this really fun, vibrant carbonation. That's your Brettanomyces at work. That carbonation kind of explodes, and you get all those flavors kind of melding together. The sweet malts, the port from the port itself, and get a little bit of dryness, a little bit of oakiness from the barrel itself, all kind of wafting through. And it lingers for a decent amount of time, and then just when you finish it, it's kind of just kind of warms you, like kind of like back in the day, you're talking about somebody actually got sick, and they're like, take a swig of brandy or a swig of something, and that'll kind of cure your ills. It's kind of giving you that warmth, that kind of not medicinal taste, but that old school liquor was a medicine kind of warmth that people used to think, oh, this is an elixir that will make you, be better, even though it wouldn't make you actually better. It just made you feel better. And that's the kind of vibe I'm getting off this. Yeah, that barrel's huge, but not too big. The beer is there. Swallows. Yeah. That port is one of the most aggressive port flavors I've ever had in a beer. But it fucking works. I mean, the beer is gigantic in itself, so it needs something a bit hefty to stand up to the beer. But yeah, super rich, super decadent, but never ostentatious. It doesn't come off like a one-note pony or something that's trying to be like, oh, look at all. Like, sometimes you get a bourbon barrel-aged beer and it's a straight-up bourbon, and all this bourbon, and people fawn over it because there's so much bourbon in it. There's a ton of port in here, but it makes sense with what the beer is. The malt base and that explosive kind of carbonation that you get from that fucking Brettanomyces, you never get that kind of explosive carbonation with a hefty, big barley wine, let alone a barrel-aged one. And actually have those all in play with something like this, yeah, does not suck. So yeah, I just want to keep drinking it. Oh yeah, perfect mesh between a wine, a admittedly non-super sour, non-super tart kind of wine. Nice marriage between wine and a sweet barley wine. Yeah, delicious. So let's talk about it. So one of the better barrel-aged barley wines I've had as of late. Yeah, it's definitely up there. It's just that good. Take this all with a grain of salt. we all know I am admittedly a card-carrying dry log homer, but I think that card is well-deserved for me. The beers that Dennis and the gang down there as Draai Laag makes are well-deserved to... It should be issuing cards like that. But yeah, this is definitely up there with some of the best barrel-aged barley wines, if not just barley wines or any barley wines in general that I've had as of late. Valued availability. Can't speak to it. Like I said, it was given to me. Thank you very much, Dennis. But I'm guessing this bottle would go for $10. I'm guessing. Non-barrel aged. So I'm guessing it's going to be around $15 barrel aged. Could be wrong. But that's what I'm guessing. If somebody wants to chime in, that would be awesome. Availability. I don't know if it's brewery only or not. I'm lucky enough to grab one and just say if you like what way you like this. If you like good beer. If you like wild beers. If you like Brett. Not super sour Brett. More like a I don't even say carbonation Brett. But the Brett is there for me. Like I said, more of carbonation. But like a funky... If you like wine and you like barley wines, even though they're distinctly two different wines, this would definitely be a good one because what you're doing is you're getting the best parts of the port. You're getting the best parts of barley wine, marrying them together and getting explosiveness, but at the same time not having an imbalance to the point where one side loses out completely to the other. And if you like that kind of like roller coaster ride of flavor, while at the same time having the beer stay true to the actual beer itself, then this is definitely worth something picking up. And like I said, just kind of cap it off if you like good beer. If you like good, interesting beer from breweries that do it right and bring good beer to good people, then definitely pick it up because it's absolutely fucking delicious. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, and all four of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you guys enjoying a Port Barrel aged barley wine that's Belgian inspired and pitched with Brettanomyces. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.